I'm still...
Come on, Ganyu! We're almost there! You don't want to turn...
I suppose you have a point. It would be quite impolite of me to...
That's right! Where do you want to go first, then?
I've spent too much time in the mountains. The first thing that... Let's go for a walk in the port.
Happy to come with. As I gaze out upon the sea.
Feast your eyes on the super fresh fish. Come get your fresh fish.
The sound of the waves in this familiar... The smell of the sea breeze makes me nostalgic.
Ganyu, you didn't leave Liyue for that long. Why do you look so moved?
Well, I used to be so busy. I haven't taken a stroll around here in a long time.
Huh. That's true. Ganyu seemed to be working all the time.
Well, when I think about my time here, I've spent most of it behind a desk filing documents. It put me in a certain mood, similar to the one I felt during my training in Juyun Kar.
Is that... It is! I wouldn't have thought I'd meet you here.
Lady Ganyu, why are you calling her that?
Allow me to introduce Uncle Tien. He is...
That's all right. Just tell them the truth. They have done so much for Liyue after all, and...
Uncle Tien is a member of the Liyue Qixing, the Tianshu.
What? This grandpa is the same rank as Ningguang?
Hush now. I must ask for your discretion concerning my... Fishing in the port and strolling about are the greatest pleasures of my life. I have no wish to be followed around by those armed guards. In most people's eyes, I'm just a forgetful and...
Uncle Tien is too modest. He's been around for a long time. There's no one who can replace a person.
What an honor to receive such high...
Uncle Tien, please. A person of your standing should really stop
My apologies. It's not intentional. Thank you for looking after me when I first ascended to my position in the Qixing.
Oh, so you've been friends for many decades now.
Oh, I was just fulfilling my duties as the Qixing secretary. It's not...
Talking about secretaries... Oh, I don't know if I should bring it up. Ganyu?
Yes, she works at Yua High Pavilion and she's my junior. How can I help her?
I don't know myself, really. She's all grown up. May I trouble you to meet her at UAI Pavilion?
With pleasure. Solving the Qixing's problems...
She's back in character, just like that, huh? Let's move then, to Yuhai.
I don't know why, but Seeing you brings...
Indeed, it has been a while, Huixin. I'm flattered, but I heard that you've encountered some problems, and...
My father asked you to come, didn't he? Abusing his status as a member of the Qixing to trouble you.
Don't worry. I'm always happy to help a junior colleague from Yuehai.
Ganyu's not only a competent secretary, but also a great mentor.
So, what can you tell me about the problem?
Ugh, where should I start? I discovered something. There are obvious irregularities in the tax declarations of two stores, Second Life and Wanyo Boutique. However, whether I question the shopkeepers or check their accounts, I can't seem to make... Without any evidence, my hands are tied.
I see. It's not uncommon for merchants to be blinded by greed.
Well, is there any solution you can...
Naturally. I've dealt with similar issues hundreds of times. Give me a moment to consider the best approach in this scenario. All right. Let's approach it this way, then. Your enemy...
Huh?
If I remember correctly, Second Life and Wanyo Boutique are old business rivals, competing for market share due to their
In that case... I know what you mean, Ms. Ganyu. Ms. Ganyu plans to let them expose each other.
Exactly. Let's start with Wanyo Boutique. The owner's name...
Yes, you're right.
Aha! We meet again, traveler. And you must be from the... I suppose you're about to place a big order.
That won't be necessary, Mr. Bolai. Wanyo Boutique's credit is not sufficient to accept orders directly from Yuehai Pavilion. Should we need to place such an order, we would certainly...
What? Second? Ugh. That rascal Dongsheng. He's stealing all of my
Well, Second Life's credit has always been excellent, and based on their tax records, their business is thriving. Huh. Is there anything you'd like to share with us, Mr.
Don't let that rascal fool you. I know his dirty trick. If you don't believe me, show me his tax records. I'm sure I'll...
You know Second Life's business so well?
Of course. Ugh, their every transaction makes my I'd rather lose money myself than see that rascal make some.
Well then, please look over this tax record. We'll review Second Life's credit based on your observations.
Oh, of course. I'll read very, line by line and word by word. Ah, here I found that exquisite wooden furniture set he bought from Fanmu Carpenters at the beginning of the year. Ugh, look at the tax record. Not a word about that furniture. And he kept all...
I see. He must have gotten rid of all the documents related to this transaction. No wonder there was no trace of it.
I told you so. Just as I expected.
But, Ms. Ganyu, despite all this, can't he just flat out deny ever making this transaction?
He might have destroyed all the evidence, but I believe the supplier, Fanmu Carpenters, might still have...
Aha, you're right. Master Lu from Fanmu Carpenters must still have the invoice. He wouldn't be...
I hope so. Let's go to Fanmu Carpenters. It should be near Chingsa Village. Thank you for shining a light on this case, Mr. Balai.
Oh, please, that's nothing. I just hope you won't be lenient with him once you find the evidence. That's the best.
I'm afraid I can't go to Chingsa Village.
It's all right, Weishin. You can stay in Liyue Harbor and finish your work. Leave the...
Ah, that's so considerate of you. Still, I'm sorry to trouble you like that.
Ah, welcome, welcome. How can an old carpenter like me help you? I'm usually happy to take new apprentices, but I'm afraid I can't take too many at once. But I'm all...
Kingsa really is full of lonely old people.
Hey, I heard that, Flying One.
Paimon's sorry.
Master Lu, we've just come to see you and ask you some questions.
Ah, don't worry, I know. Why would the Qixing care about an old man like me? Well, whatever.
You're very direct, Master Lu. I will be plain. We're looking for proof that Dongsheng from Second Life has been evading taxation. Dongsheng bought some furniture from you at the beginning of the year. Do you still have the invoice or any other...
Oh, it's about Second Life. It was a big order.
Sure enough, Mr. Balai was right. Could we perhaps borrow that invoice? We won't...
Of course you can. But... I only do my woodwork. As for old documents and such, I keep them all in... But some troublemakers have recently moved there, invading my warehouse. Since you need that invoice anyway, it may be best to get it from the warehouse yourself.
So that's what happened. I see.
I'll leave you to it then. I need to get...
Take back the warehouse, find the invoice.
Wait, I think I saw one of those troublemakers.
Oh, Paimon sees them too. It's one of the Fatui.
They must be plotting something against Liyue Harbor.
Maybe they're the scoundrels who invaded Master Lu's warehouse.
Ever since Osial attacked the harbor, the Fatui's reputation in Liyue has reached rock bottom. We won't cause a serious diplomatic crisis by getting into some small scuffle with the Fatui within our border. Besides, I can already feel their malicious intentions. My intuition as the Secretary of the Qixing.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go teach him a lesson.
Frozen. You'll get frostbite. Cold cut platter.
Windblade.
Frozen descent. It's time for a flash freak. Frozen food. You scoundrels!
I think you've had enough. About time you tell us your plan.
Plan? What plan?
We just taught you a lesson, but clearly you weren't paying attention. If you don't spill whatever you're scheming against, we'll be forced to use harsher methods.
I'm telling the truth.
If you're telling the truth, then why would you, a member of the Fatui, suddenly appear...
Fine. If you really want to know, then, well,
About to...
pick berries over there.
I must admit, I didn't expect you to come up with such a...
It's not an excuse. I rarely have a free morning, and I heard that there were fresh berries in this area. Think about it. I'm here alone, and Chinxa Village is nothing more than a retired...
Judging by how he's looking at us, it does seem like he feels like he's the victim.
So you have nothing to do with the occupation of Fanmu Carpenter's warehouse?
Fanmu Carpenter's warehouse? I swear, I only came here to pick berries.
So it wasn't the Fatui who took over Master Lu's warehouse after all.
I also feel that he's telling the truth. I misjudged the situation and offended you. Our exchange only represents my personal views. If you wish it so, you can...
Exchange? This woman, she's clearly aware that the Ministry of Civil Affairs wouldn't side with us, Fatui.
Yes, precisely. As an alternative, you may try to solve this problem.
Paimon's in!
Darn you. How can you wear that solemn...
What's your choice, then?
I'll get back to my berries.
What a bittersweet ending.
I made a laughingstock out of myself. I might have spent too much time away from work.
No worries. It's always nice to teach the Fatui a lesson.
Let's keep moving towards Master Lu's warehouse. Our goal...
So this is the warehouse. Seems like those troublemakers were nothing more than a few hairy churls. Let's show them what we got.
Windblade!
Let the show begin.
Let's spark things up a little.
No escape! All clear! Quick, let's look around for the invoice. This one is an invoice from One Min Restaurant. Some dining tables and chairs. That's not it. This one is Wangsheng Funeral Parlors. Oh, so they make coffins too.
Is this?
This one is Second Lives. We finally found it. Let's bring this invoice back to Hoishin.
Ms. Ganyu, I hope it wasn't too much.
I promise to help you, and I'll keep my word. Look, it's the invoice for the transaction between Second Life and Fanmu Carpet.
Thank you so much. Now,
Agreed. How about we go to Second Life and...
Isn't it Huixin from the Yuehai Pavilion? I told you that all of my transactions are included in the records. My tax declarations are scrupulous as... I do hope that my business won't be affected by...
Groundless accusations? Mr. Dongsheng, but I sincerely advise that you cease this behavior immediately. It is...
No. I'm an honest merchant. I would never get involved with any fraudulent sources of...
Haven't I made myself clear? Mr. Dongsheng, you've already been proven guilty of tax evasion.
What? Proven guilty?
He's talking without rhyme or reason. Must be crumbling under Ganyu's pressure. Time for the finishing blow!
Mr. Dongsheng, can you tell me what this is?
I'm...
Do you admit to tax evasion? This transaction was absent.
I didn't think you'd find out. I didn't leave a single trace.
Indeed. We wouldn't have found out if it weren't for Mr. Bo...
Balai? That imp from Wanyo Boutique? He's got his own share of dirty laundry.
Oh? Mr. Dongsheng, I'd like to hear a little more. I don't think you'll need my guidance for what comes next.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Ganyu. I can...
That's good.
I must say, you're truly impressive. Your enemy knows you best. To think, you came up with this plan and executed it so masterfully.
It's actually one of your father's, the Tianshu's, old tricks.
My father?
Pitting your opponent against their enemies and watching them drag each other down from an ad. That's how Uncle Tien managed to keep his position in the Qixing secure for... I figured that as Uncle Tien's daughter, you'd naturally grasp your father's strategies. So, I decided to use one of your father's tricks and play it out for you.
I can see it now. I'm really grateful, Ms. Ganyu. You're the kind...
Ganyu solved both Huixin's work and family problems. 2 birds with 1 stone.
Oh, you've helped me so much. You must...
That's not necessary. No need to be so serious.
Then let me treat you to a meal. The Traveler in Paimon.
All right, come on, Ganyu. Just say yes. Let's eat. Oh, come on. It's just...
If it's just a meal, there's no reason for me to decline.
Actually, I've already booked Senor Kiosk. I need a moment to prepare everything first. Let's meet the...
All right. We dare not refuse such generosity.